Hey girls, Maria Menounos here, author of the Every Girl's Guide to Life. Want to know my best tips and secrets for organization, travel, weight loss, beauty, fashion, and everything else in between? Go to bing.com/Maria and pick up my new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and now streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Archer. Tonight's host is John Barrett. Joining John will be AFTERBUZZ co-hosts Greg Goodness, Jack Was, and Phil Svitek. And in tonight's special segment, we'll play a pre-taped interview with Fan Bolt writer Emma, who interviewed Adam Reed this season. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, John Barrett.
On AfterBuzzTV.com or subscribe to us on iTunes to any of your favorite podcasts. We hope Archer is there. We know it is. It's actually like the 6th or 7th top downloaded AfterBuzz TV.
Wow.
So
we're coming for you. Or 6.
Celebrity Apprentice, Tough Enough, you know, those kind of shows. But hey, kudos to such a loyal fan base, so we appreciate you guys.
And our very handsome hosts.
And our very handsome host, of course, who finally got us an interview that we deserved. So,
thank you, Phil, for that backhanded compliment.
Yes, indeed. And we want to give a special shout out to the people over at Stitcher for your AfterBuzz TV on the go. It's a free app for all smartphones, and you can just download it. And actually, we were smart enough to make our name AfterBuzz TV alphabetically top. So if you go to the app and hit sources, we're right at the top. So we're easy to find.
That's the secret.
That is. So everyone else, make your whatever you do, just name yourself like Zebra.
Yeah,
something.
Please.
So we stay at the top.
You have no excuse, people. Go out, download
these apps and listen to us everywhere.
That's right. And so AfterBuzz TV, and then you go on Archer. Archer's also so right there. Easy.
We are the best.
So easy. We couldn't make it easier on you.
We are the best. So, does that conclude your plugs?
And of course, April 29th, watch Royal Wedding, the live commentary show.
Do you think that our fan base really overlaps the Royal Wedding?
Again, I'm going to point out that we, as a country, fought a war so we wouldn't have to care about that.
Well, if you guys have any plugs that you want to give.
I'd like to make an obscure tie-in so we can get it back to Archer. If you're going to watch the Royal Wedding, that ties into how there was a wedding in this episode almost.
Boom!
Thank
there
you.
we go. See?
And now,
I brought it full circle.
And now we're back. So, Archer happened tonight. Did y'all see it?
We did. I hope you did too.
They started off real sexy for this one.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
I had to hide my boner from Jack.
No, I saw it. I was sketching it as we were watching the episode.
Oh, that's what that was.
Well, you're going to sketch, no matter what, you were going to sketch a boner.
It's true. It's pretty much what I majored in college.
Yeah. It's what we all majored in college, was drawing boners on people. Anyway, my first note is woof, hot.
Is that verbatim?
Verbatim.
Mine was less grotesque. I wrote Archer with Spy. But
Well
same
done.
kind of point.
Yeah.
I wrote Machine Gun Heart.
Yeah.
The
that was
smoke
adorable.
heart. That was, like, so cute.
If you're going to make multiple homicides cute, that's the way to do it.
Is with a smoke heart at the end.
Smoke heart and just big doe eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had beautiful green eyes.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Very well drawn.
Yes. Very. Good work, team of drawers.
Comparable to, what was Roger Rabbit's wife?
Jessica Rabbit.
There you go. She was like the, the icon of that sort of fetish.
Yep.
The blonde equivalent.
Turned a whole group of kids into bestiality-ers.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. She
No.
she married a rabbit.
Well,
She was a rabbit too.
no,
she was a cartoon.
Yeah.
and she became a rabbit through marriage. So
Oh my
if
God, I
if you
didn't know
marry an
that.
animal, do you become an animal through marriage?
when did you start arguing for the Mormon church? I'm just curious. Like, you marry a rabbit. You can't do that.
Thank you, Jimmy Stewart.
No, thank you. No, man, they're two cartoons. It's totally fine. It's also fine in Archer too, because they're cartoons.
Yes.
And they're
the one thing that wasn't fine with me about it is that they were about to do it in Mallory's office.
Yeah.
That shows you just how powerful, how palatable the
I
emotions
am
ran.
gonna go ahead and say that they doing it there has more to do with Archer's problems with his mother than they have to do with convenience.
His sexual fetishes coming full circle in
Yeah.
this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
ping pong paddle.
We finally hear the story about how Archer was brutally beaten with a ping pong paddle on his bottom. So calling all the way back to season 1, episode 1, where he's got to work on his backhand.
Yep. Yes. Oh my god. Such a callback full episode. Is that a lot of callbacks in this episode?
And John's a writer, by the way.
Yeah,
so
I'm good at words. I speak English good.
you talk legit.
I talk good and stuff. So wait, I'm lost now. We've been making fun of the way I talk, and now
Let's get back to Mallory. Mallory's "You're as dumb as you are stupid" was just such a
that was great.
fantastic line.
Another fantastic line from Mallory is in response to Archer saying she doesn't have STDs, so you haven't had sex with her. Then the beat, and then Archer going, "Oh, that was a good one."
I'm still
really
not
good.
in my mind. It's still taking a second to process.
Because Archer's crawling with STDs is the point that she's making.
Yes. I see now. And that is a good one.
Yeah, isn't it?
I can
Isn't
see
it?
why Archer had to think about it for a second, though.
Yeah, I mean, one, he's as stupid as he is dumb, and
No, as dumb as he is stupid.
oh my God, shut up.
I love right after that we just hear Carol go, "My ear balls."
Oh man. So the next thing I have written down is "It's okay, we can hear from out here," which seems to be a recurring thing this season.
Yeah.
Which is
Her just chilling outside the office.
yeah,
Pam
'cause
just
she-
chilling outside the office.
just to hear everyone out there.
I say I like how much Pam there's been, but there hasn't been nearly enough dolphin puppet.
Yeah, where's the dolphin puppet at? And tonight we established a new thing that I wish could still come back, but it probably can't. Is almost as cool as my van. Of course, Krieger has a creeper van, and of course, Krieger likes Rush.
I love when they're in Krieger's office. There's just a picture of Archer's cancer hanging up in the background.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait till the DVD for season 2 comes out. I'm gonna pause every frame in Krieger's office because there's just a whole host of good stuff.
Also,
in the
the
background.
don't hate the playa.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a didn't make any sense at all. Top secret project keep out. Don't hate the playa, hate the game.
Oh.
That makes so much sense.
What, like the science game? The
Yeah.
secret top agent game?
Yeah, totally. By the way,
being
speaking
an
to your
ex-Nazi
point,
game.
you know what? You can actually download all these episodes on iTunes.
That's true. You can.
So I don't know what special features the DVDs hold, but that's how I caught up on all of season 1.
Also, you can within the next couple of weeks see them on Hulu. Also, Netflix Instant. Is that
it?
still a thing?
I don't think so anymore.
No, I think they pulled it off.
Poo.
So back to Krieger's possibly 14-year-old Japanese animated wife.
Oh my God.
She's not underage anymore because she's saying her cherry blossoms are wilting.
I was just about to get to that.
Which seems like it would be a program defect. Like if you're gonna program a weird Japanese anime wife, just keep her the same age. Don't have
Don't
her
have her
turn
age.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is she aging? Why is she aging?
Also, that her mother is brought up.
What did Krieger-san or whatever her name is 1.0 look like? That's what I want to know.
well, no, he's Krieger-san.
Okay.
It's a
What's her name?
Lady Krieger.
I forget.
Okay.
Imagine she's just like an 8-bit like sprite. Kind of looks like Super Mario, but in a pink dress, like Peach.
Yeah,
Right.
it's Peach. I love the interactions between Jagoff and his minion today.
the
tonight's episode.
lemon party chairman. See, I
Lemon
told
party
you
chair-
last week. That's all the Soviets were about.
Is lemon parties?
Yes.
Can't be a lemon party without old Dick. That's a 30 Rock reference.
Say,
for
if you
y'all.
guys don't know what that is,
Go to
Shame.
lemonparty.org and thank me later.
Or don't.
No, you'll thank me. You're going to be into it.
I think that possibly Jagoff and the Minion deserve their own spin-off. I think they could be the Frasier of Archer.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I think, yes. I support this idea.
I can see them as a Pinky and the Brain-esque spin-off.
Let's pitch it to Adam Reed.
Let's do it.
like that Comrade and Jagoff.
Yeah.
Comrade and Jagoff.
What we do today, comrade?
It could be like a webisode.
Today, we try to take over all of USA.
Why,
Why'd
what
you
is-
lapse into Borat there?
I was going to say
I-
the guy from Scarface, but that's...
What, like Al Pacino?
Michael J.
Scarface?
Yeah, I got some Michael J. Fox. What?
Michael
You
J.
are weird.
I don't know. Just Scarface and Back to the Future just kind of traded places in my mind for a second.
So you had a brain fart
Yep.
or a stroke.
Or you're as dumb as you are stupid.
I'm probably as dumb as I am stupid.
My big question right now is when Pam is trying to pass the pool ball. She's drinking olive oil.
Well, was she drinking olive oil or was she trying to...
Oh, do you think she might have been squirting it up her butt? Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Not like that.
Yeah.
I thought she'd like, I don't know, put some on her fingers, just try to like
Oh,
like grease the rim.
Right.
That's a possibility I hadn't thought of.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if people drink olive oil to help with constipation.
Scientologists actually drink olive oil as part of their cleansing rituals while they're in saunas. A couple people died because they drank olive oil in saunas.
Are you?
I'm completely serious.
Wow.
Well, then olive oil needs to do something. Probably have. There was a lot of olive oil on the crowd, like much more.
There was a lot of pool balls in Pam.
She was crying. I
have never laughed that hard at a woman on the toilet.
It was.
I don't buy that.
It's a pretty stunning visual for
really
the
great.
season.
Oh, that's such a.
Also, I thought I thought we were gonna have another one of those really meaty emotional moments where it's like, man, Pam, this poor punching bag is retreating to the bathroom to cry in the solace of all of her coworkers making fun of her, and
nope,
she can't
she's
find a
pooping.
man. No, she's pooing out pool balls.
That's the genius of this show.
Yes. Thank you for taking my expectations and twisting them
and turning them into a poop joke.
Yeah.
Oh man. Another thing. It was just cancer sex.
Yes. And before all that,
what
he
a
stopped
funny
drinking.
concept, though. What a funny concept cancer sex is.
I mean, not that funny when you really think about it.
It's also really sad.
I like
yes.
all the excuses he had for the horrible things he's done, like the sodomy joke, like in the strictest, most legal sense of the word.
Which doesn't make it much better, depending on what.
The sodomy definition is like really broad.
Yeah.
It's anything that is like copulation, but not copulation.
Well, it varies from state to county and whatnot. You really got to do a lot of research on your sodomy laws. If there's one thing that I've learned growing up, is that you really, depending on where you are, gotta dig out the old library law book and
find out what sodomy is.
Yeah.
Well, speaking, this is sort of more off topic, but I think you guys will enjoy this, and I think fans too. It's actually funny. I heard someone try to explain the definition of gang rape, and so let's say
hilarious, Phil.
Us four are a gang, right?
No, let's not say that. No, I'm already opposed to this line of logic.
Can we get
the views expressed herein are those of the hosts
you.
only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
You know, this is gonna be a lot better than your National Front dialogue.
It will be.
All right,
so
go on.
Gang rape is defined as whatever the gang does, whatever 10% of the gang does. So if we are a gang, then since there's only 4 of us, me fingering someone would constitute as gang rape versus a gang that has 400 strong. It would take like 4 or 5 people actually doing something.
I thought you meant if 4 of us were a gang, 0.4% of us would have to rape someone for.
I was gonna say, like, what is that, like a fist or?
Yeah, probably.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is horrible.
Just defining gang rape for those out there.
Thank you, Phil.
You know what? So if you're a gang with 4 strong, rethink your gang rape.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ!
Why are you saying these?
What goes on in your mind?
Not only.
This is the show I get to be demented.
I'm looking into your devil eyes, and there is pure malice behind there.
Excuse me, listeners. I know we just played the AfterBuzz disclaimer. Let me just point out that it's not even the opinions of all of the hosts. Actually, no, because it's not opinion. Phil is talking about legal facts.
That is, yeah.
The examples he's using to illustrate it are just making me uncomfortable.
I think the subject matter in general is making me uncomfortable. And that's coming from a man who dissected Pam pooping out pool balls.
That's a good point.
So back to poop.
Oh
poop
my
balls.
goodness. Wait, before we go to poop balls, Frodo's back.
Coming back.
Yeah. So glad to see Frodo.
What was the he made some
yeah, it's all orcs and elves and Balrogs.
But what did he say? Why did he say something about one ring to rule them all?
Because they were checking if
can you break into KGB
and
the mainframe?
It's like does a Pope crap in the woods kind of thing.
And then he says, is there one ring to rule them all? Okay, now I remember. What a dork.
He kind of sounds like Jeff Anderson from Clerks 2.
Yeah, he does have that vibe going on. A lot nerdier though. Well, he was pretty nerdy, but fatter, definitely.
Yeah, definitely fatter.
Ugh.
Fatter animation.
Love that there's a ISIS security shutdown that takes 10 minutes.
No, the shutdown is immediate. It just doesn't restart.
Just restart for 10 minutes.
And more importantly, that you can access it on the phone or the front desk in reception.
Yeah, Baby Town Frolics, man.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that phrase come back? That's the single greatest contribution Archer has made to the world.
Certainly to my lexicon.
You don't want to kill it. You know, you don't want it to turn into hey, what was Urkel's thing? When you come in a room, did I do that?
Yeah.
You don't want it to. You don't want people to look back at Archer and go, "Oh, Baby Town Frolics, Archer." Shut up.
That's a good point. That's a very, very, very good point.
Speaking of things you don't want to remember being on the show as like a sticking point, I wrote down it's way too big for that. And I don't know why.
What was it in reference to?
I'm just thinking Jersey Shore now.
It was, oh crap. It was in reference to...
the floppy disk.
Yes.
Yeah, love a good floppy disk joke.
It can't fit on a floppy disk. Did they even have floppy disks in the 60s?
Oh no, they had I think 3.5 inch or whatever those massive ones were.
they had legit floppy, like you could wave it in the air and it would do little wave floppy disks.
I think like at that time they were just like military, and then like 80s it became like, hey, you can play Tetris using
Oregon Trail. That was the big thing.
Oregon Trail.
Do you know that you can get Oregon Trail 2 on the iPhone?
Interesting.
It's awesome.
Well, that is awesome. Really awesome.
They got to make an Archer app.
Yeah, yes, they do. I wrote down.
I want the Krieger-san app.
Yeah.
I want a little holographic Japanese woman to pop out of my phone saying my cherry blossoms are wilting.
No, as Greg's roommate, I really don't want that.
And as a person who knows Greg, I really don't want that because I'll never see him again. I don't know where I was going with that.
I'll be too busy hanging out with... Listen, you're just jealous that I'm going to have a hot Japanese digital wife.
You're right.
Can we get you a van? I feel like that's more accomplishable task.
I mean, vans are expensive, dude. I drive a 2001 Mitsubishi Mirage, and I think that's as good as it's going to get.
I say that's also rolling probable cause.
Yeah. I loved all the names that they thought of.
You know what? We're going to...
rape. Toot toot.
We're going to do a telethon to get Greg
We're gonna do a telethon, buy Greg a van,
so he could be creepy.
So I can follow around H. John Benjamin when he premieres.
Oh my God! So you follow H. John Benjamin's van in your van, and we'll call it Greg has a van that's following H. John Benjamin's van.
And you know what? And we could live broadcast
John
from
Benjamin
there.
Has a van.
Fart you.
Fair enough.
You know what? I'm serious. We should do a telethon, and then we'll do live audio casts from the van, following H. John.
So Phil's all about gang rape and white supremacy and
having a van.
How are you employed?
People like my opinions. I don't know. I stir up controversy. I don't know. Luckily, while we're a popular show, the network doesn't necessarily view it and knock me down for my views on this show.
That's the benefit of being number 6 on the AFTERBUZZ.
You're too big to mess with, but you're too small to pay attention to.
Yeah,
we're in the perfect middle ground.
Yeah, we're like the Sri Lanka of radio apps.
Bong bong.
How worldly of you.
Thanks. I read the Huffington Post today.
Nice. I love that someone. Archer said something to the effect of, they've called me worse things, and then they cut to the office like all together, and Cyril refers to him as an idiot, and I believe a shitbird.
Yes.
Yep. By the way, I have been using that term, Jesse. You can vouch for this. I've used that term how many times before?
On multiple occasions.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you're not keeping an actual count, Jesse? Of the times he says shit.
Do you know how many words Phil has that I have to keep count of?
There are so many words. So many words. But shitbird is a really good thing to call Archer. I think that's a perfect thing to call him. I don't really know what it means, but it sounds like it means what Archer is, you know?
I remember that was Stifler's nickname for Finch in the American Pie series.
Shit break. was his name because he had to take breaks to go to the bathroom.
I never got that. Thank you, Greg.
When you watch American Pie as much as I've watched American Pie, you pick up on these things.
Are we up to American Pie 58 yet?
They're doing a American Reunion. I think the entire original cast
Didn't
signed on.
Allison,
Have nothing better to do.
I know Allison Hannigan has signed on to do another one. So
we're finally going to get another canon American Pie movie. Yeah. None of this Beta House knockoff stuff.
Well, they've all had Eugene Levy, right?
Yeah, he's the
more or less
common thread. And they're all Stifler's relatives.
That's so silly.
Except for the last one, The Book of Love.
Okay.
Did you know the kid from Little Rascals who played Alfalfa was leading that?
Yes, he was. Along with he was actually the love interest of our very good friend Beth Bears.
So there you go, and it all comes back around.
And that was the love interest, much like a blonde and a brunette, much like Archer's situation.
Much like Archer.
So Cyborg.
Cyborg is such a good name for a cyborg.
I love.
Thank you, or shalom, or whatever we say. Oh my goodness!
What was he doing with the eye thing? Remember, he hands over the passport.
I think he's like reading stuff or something, like RoboCop.
It's just to illustrate that he is now a bionic man.
Yeah.
Which nice tracksuit. Yeah. By the way. A little on the nose, but totally worked.
Yeah. Well,
I did love "You shall reap the berry."
Yeah.
You've sown the wind, now reap the berry. That's awesome. Backtracking a little bit, I love Archer explaining something to Woodhouse and then asking, "Are you deaf?" and him saying, "A bit, yes."
It's so sad.
So honest, too.
Woodhouse. And mustaches.
And mustaches.
I love that out of the, what is it, $200,000, plenty of passports and fake IDs, he seems most concerned with his mustache collection.
I mean, wouldn't you be?
A true Burt Reynolds aficionado, if there ever
Well, that
was
calls
one.
it back to last week when he had one of them right before he jumped out.
Gillette. Speaking of Gillette, the disgraced former minister.
It's a long story.
Everything I learned about Gillette makes me love him more.
Didn't they touch on that a little bit in a
Yes,
prior
briefly.
episode where he married someone?
Yeah, he married a lesbian.
They went to gay away camp.
Yeah.
Married a lesbian for convenience.
Yeah.
So I think, they had mentioned something about him maybe possibly being a priest. Who's able to marry people, of which the irony is not lost on him.
Not lost on him.
Take that, society.
Yeah. Think about that.
Dropping truth bombs in this animated spy comedy.
Speaking of dropping, so unfortunate that she had to die, but love that Barry just rolled right over.
Is she dead?
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay, I just wanted to.
I mean, we can't have those kind of loose ends.
Yeah, that's true.
Floating
That's
around.
true.
Archer getting married? No. Doesn't fit into the Playboy persona. Now it's following true classic James Bond, stylings. Where you think, oh man, James Bond, he's finally found that one girl. And then Goldfinger shows up and
Murders
takes over.
crap
He
out
was
of her.
actually married for a movie and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think she got fed to sharks.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It was that or his partner. It was one of them.
I just want to, when they find out that the KGB forged or faked her double agency, it's like counterintelligence 101 is another really funny line.
And a bit of a callback. Eggs 101, counterintelligence 101.
There you go.
Just
There
shows
you
you that
go.
Gillette is actually a good agent as opposed to Archer, who is more concerned with eggs.
That's true.
I want to see more of this mysterious Bub.
Bub?
Bub was Mallory's mother.
Oh. Setting it up.
Yeah, I mean, if they mention it, hopefully they're not just going to let it sit there.
Like Popeye.
Popeye's come back briefly.
Yeah. He turned the dry cleaners into a pub, I think.
In the episode when you weren't here, he was in it for like a split second.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Also, 1,000 times da was really funny to me.
Yo, no Seamus this episode.
Yeah, but he did have the tattoo. So.
That's true.
Continuity. Yay.
Yeah. Yay.
I never want to get married. But I may have to get married just so I can get those figurines where the bride and groom are both holding guns.
The internet is so upset with you now.
No, that's her crying out of excitement because that was basically my way of proposing to the internet. Internet, I want to make you my woman that isn't a Japanese hologram for the rest of our lives. Will you be my bride, internet?
1,000 times the.
Tears of
all
joy.
around.
That means yes! I'm married to the internet.
Gummy bears all around.
Oh, man. Hope the internet pays rent.
What part of I'm a cyborg don't you understand? Basically,
Clearly the core concept.
Basically, the core concept. Isn't that that's a callback too, right?
Yeah.
Because Archer thought he was negotiating with cyborgs on the kidnap episode.
And the Zeppelin episode.
Yeah, that's it.
Where he thinks that it's helium is going to blow him up.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, the core concept. Yeah. And I love the Frisky Dingo callback, which, I mean, they've done it in Archer before, too, of something dropping onto someone's car and then them clicking their thing to turn off the alarm.
It never gets old.
It doesn't.
It's such a stupid little joke, but it worked every single time.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can watch Frisky Dingo a bazillion times on DVD, and I still laugh at that happening every time.
I love the irony of Barry.
Is that irony? The whole time I was like, is this actually irony or is he just... But now I don't remember what the situation is that he was talking about.
I can't actually remember what that concept really means.
Irony is when words... when you use words that mean one thing to mean it. Like, you
no,
say
but it could
one
be an
thing
irony. It could be
meaning
a
another.
situation, too.
Then, there's situational irony, which is even more complicated. But basically, irony is when you say one thing to mean another.
Basically, it's like rain on your wedding day.
It's like
it's a free ride,
but you've already paid. Yeah,
it's a good advice. You just say, who are the figures?
Figures, yeah.
I always thought it was Dave Coulier.
Bong. Because that's who that other song is about. Thank you. That's right. Where she talks about blowing him in a theater. Wow. Archer.
Number 6.
So,
so much loss.
Yeah. Poor Krieger is losing everything. Archer, who finally feels love for the first time in his crummy existence, has that all taken away from him
in
by
a split
Barry, that ass.
Cyborg Barry, no less.
Cyborg.
200 pounds
criminally,
of asshole.
what is it? A criminally insane cyborg, is I believe what they refer to him as.
Yeah, even if it's a criminally insane cyborg, which I wonder one day if that'll be my fate. I can only hope that I'm mowed down by a criminally insane cyborg.
Yeah, that's really the dream. That's the American dream. To be gunned down, hunted down like a dog by the criminally insane cyborg.
I want to go out in a tragic log flume accident.
Who doesn't? I want to be annihilated by laser sharks.
That would be cool too.
Phil,
how are you gonna die?
Phil's already dead inside.
Yeah, I really am. I would like to die by getting hit in my rolling plausible case van.
Plausible cause.
Probable cause.
Probable cause.
Oh, I didn't actually write out the word.
Van.
Or like in Monty Python and the Meaning of Life, where he's chased off a cliff by a bunch of naked women.
Oh, before we leave the van, I did want to ask one thing. It said exit van left.
Yeah.
On the... I don't get it.
Probably because there's only doors on the left side.
Oh.
That's a guess. That's what I
don't
thought.
get that joke.
Instantly.
It's just
Is
still
it like
funny.
Exit stage left?
Or
That's
is it
the
it
closest
might
I
be
can
a
do.
Rush thing.
Probably. Rush fans, let us know.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Rush.
Well, regardless, it's still pretty funny that he would have a direction
That is true.
on the van.
And that he likes Rush. Oh, in the 60s, which makes no sense. Damn, time is stupid.
Yeah, and Pam had like a flip phone.
Yeah. Oh, wait. It's not the 60s because it's...
The 80s?
He was 8 in 1953, right?
Yeah.
How old is he now?
40.
Really?
Yeah, he's almost 40. I think it's been established in a couple of episodes.
So it's 32 years from 1953?
And yet
So
we're
it's
still in the
1980
1960s.
So it's
somehow.
1985. I thought he was, wow. Okay, never mind.
So Doc Brown should be popping by any minute.
Yeah, and crack cocaine. And
And the downfall of Russia.
Listen, let's just stick to the Back to the Future references, okay? Don't get your crack cocaine and real space-time events mixed up in this. 1985 is the year Back to the Future.
Revenge of the Nerds, Nerds in Paradise, which I watched on cable.
By the way, speaking of Back to the Future, I'm going to make a request that we end, John, that when you end this episode tonight, you give the monologue that Doc gives to Artie in the last Back to the Future.
Great, you're going to have to print out a script because I don't have that memorized.
Jesse, it befalls on you to give us that speech.
Great.
So look it up right now.
Great. But before you do that, shall we cut to a commercial?
Yeah, sure. And then come back in with the interview?
Yeah, and we'll come back in with an interview with a little setup for me.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight for the special segment, we got a special treat for y'all. We've been doing this. We've been citing this interview done, an interview with Adam Reed that happened. I don't know. I forget how long ago. But Fanbolt has been publishing it in pieces throughout the whole season.
We owe a lot to him.
We owe a lot because we talk about it a lot. And anyway, we invited the author of that interview, Miss Emma Loggins, in. Well, she called in. She's from Atlanta, and so she had to do this earlier. It's pre-recorded, and this is. Are we ready? This is my interview with Emma Loggins. What was it that first sort of made you want to interview Adam Reed?
Well, I got the Archer screeners early for season 1, and I just fell in love with the show pretty instantly because it was a type of humor that I could just really identify with. And when I found out that they were based here in Atlanta, it seemed oh so perfect. And I got to speak with them last summer at Comic-Con and followed up with FX since the studios, the Floyd County Productions, is only about 5 minutes from where I work here in Atlanta. And they arranged for me to go out there and have some one-on-one time with both Adam and Matt, and the rest is history.
Okay, so you hadn't were you familiar at all with their previous work with Adult Swim?
I was.
Okay.
I have not seen as much of Frisky Dingo as I probably should have. That's on my list of things to do.
There's only 24 episodes, but yeah, it's obscure. It's hard to find. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
But you're fairly familiar with like C-Lab and have at least seen some of Frisky Dingo.
Yes, I've seen some of it. Just not a lot of it.
And where would you hold all of that up in comparison to Archer?
I think Archer is the best thing that they have done thus far. I think it's on a whole nother level, at least for me. I find it so much. I just enjoy the humor so much more.
Yeah, the general consensus seems to be it's a better context for their kind of writing and
definitely
and all that. It's also sort of a more universal platform to do it in, and I don't know, it works for a lot more people. That's for sure.
Definitely. I know most of my social circle here in Atlanta is the Georgia Tech crowd, and I don't know a single person that goes to Georgia Tech that doesn't love that show.
Yeah.
It really resonates a lot with that demographic.
Yeah, and I can't remember, forgive me for this, I can't remember if this was from your interview or the AV Club interview with Adam Reed, where he talks about finally there are girls watching his shows, which was sort of a
That
new...
wasn't mine, no.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because it's definitely... Frisky Dingo is definitely a hardcore Adult Swim show, and C-Lab is even more so. But this is definitely more mainstream. So what were your expectations when you were going in to interview these guys? Anything, and did anything sort of come up that surprised you?
I think when I initially met them at Comic-Con last year, I had really no expectations, and the entire cast ended up being there with the exception of Jessica Walter. So that kind of caught me off guard. I only had questions prepared for Adam, so I kind of tried to improvise something when I was talking with the rest of the cast. But I think really what struck me is what normal, down-to-earth guys they are and how funny they are. Just in normal conversation with them, you can definitely see where the humor from the show comes from. There's a lot of that just in having a conversation with them. They're so comical, and sometimes it's kind of like this dry humor too, that if you hadn't watched Archer and you weren't familiar with the style of humor, you might not really know exactly how to take some of the things that they say. But luckily I'd seen the show and all of the episodes up to date, so I knew how to interpret it. But I think it was just surprising to me that I could see so much of their work in them.
Yeah. He's very natural. Greg and I both saw him. We saw them do a thing at the Paley Center here in Los Angeles, where they screened the premiere of season 2, and just it is impressive how naturally funny he is.
Definitely.
And down to earth, like you said. And also, funny enough, it had the whole cast except for Jessica Walters there too, and she had some thing she was doing in New York that day, so she couldn't come. So I think she just doesn't. I think she just doesn't like the cast. That's my.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see here. So you guys are giving away a signed poster, and we here at AfterBuzz, the only thing we could ever give away to our fans was a scratched copy of The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. So how did you score all that swag to give away, and how can we, as fans of the show, hunt down the person who won it and kill them and take it as our own?
Well, I was actually really, really lucky. When I initially talked to FX about visiting this last season, I had mentioned that I had a bunch of season 1 posters from a PR company that had contacted me last season that was promoting the show, and I was like, I'd really love to get them signed by Adam. And they're like, oh, we'll just send you a whole bunch of season 2 posters, and you can go over there and interview them and get them signed. And it was more than I had expected, so I was just really, really lucky. They sent me over there with 10 posters, season 2. And I've been giving them away a little bit along on fanbolt.com. And now in the contest section, I think there's a contest up where you can win 3 of them, which runs through the finale tonight. And then I'm going to also be giving one away on Twitter tonight as well.
Oh, so we don't have to kill anyone. We could just win it ourselves.
Oh, you could just win it yourself.
Okay. Well, I mean,
no violence needed.
I guess by the time this is going to be airing, it'll be a little late for that. Anyway,
you'll still be able to get it.
Yeah. So I've noticed, at least in your interview, and again, I have to apologize because I've read so many interviews with Adam Reed that they're blending together, that at least a couple of times he and Matt Thompson have name-checked Modern Family. So you think there's going to be a crossover? I'm pulling for a crossover.
That would be great. You know, Adam mentioned it, and Matt Thompson really went off on it and how much he loved it, and kind of went in. That actually went up in my piece today. He was talking a little bit about the backstory with Modern Family and how the creator of that series was also the creator of Just Shoot Me, which Matt Thompson just couldn't believe. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. I think that the more and more people that hear about the show, the more and more people that want to do something with it. And I would love to see a Modern Family crossover. And I also think that Burt Reynolds would be an excellent guest star, which is what
that would
Matt
be,
Thompson had mentioned.
Yeah, he would be the perfect guest star for this. Also, do you think someday down the line people are going to be talking about how great Archer is and go, wait, that's the guy who created C-Lab in the same way that he's probably not, because C-Lab.
I don't think so. I think it's still similar enough kind of humor that the people that watch C-Lab, I'm pretty sure are the same people watching Archer now.
Well, for the most part, anyway. Well, there
for the most part,
probably quite a deal more people watching Archer, but. Yeah, it's a similar thing. You're right. On a similar note to this Modern Family note, we've seen Archer sort of deal with some serious issues and even have a few heartfelt moments. Do you think Adam Reed and company are getting soft?
I don't think so. I don't think they'll ever get soft. When I talked to them about kind of upcoming storylines, and I had asked Anne Reed, I was like, do you think we'll ever get to see kind of the courtship between Lana and Archer? Because I think that would personally be hilarious, because I don't understand how Lana ever fell for him.
Yeah, I remember that coming up in the...
So I maybe there'd be some softness in that, but I still imagine that it would be quite comical if they ever did show us that.
Yeah, they're good about countering all of the nice moments with really, really funny and mean moments.
Exactly. Like in the the cancer episode we had a few weeks ago, there was some touching moments in that, but then it always kind of reverted back to the same style.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's a valid point. And not to say that it's bad to be heartfelt. I'm just sort of poking fun at it because this show has always been so, unrelentingly funny and often mean-spirited that it just sort of seemed a little out of place. All right, so Greg, my co-host, his favorite sort of secondary character is Popeye, the smooth-talking pimp and dry cleaning business owner. And my personal favorite is the airboat rental guy from the Bayou episode. So we're wondering...
That was such a great episode.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering if you had any particular favorite secondary, like small, real minor, maybe even one-time characters.
I have to admit that I really, really enjoyed the baby.
Oh my God, yeah, the baby.
I don't know
awesome.
if that counts as a secondary character or not, but when I saw that him and Archer had matching tattoos, I thought that was one of the funniest moments.
And matching alcohol problems.
Exactly. So when I interviewed Adam Reed last summer and he mentioned that there was going to be a baby on the show, I was like, what? How is that going to work? But I actually really love how they did that in the episodes featuring the baby. I thought were pretty hysterical.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. So now you got into Floyd County Production Studios, and you gave us a little glimpse of that. Were there any, and other than the umbrellas, are there any other details you can give us that might help us with Greg's potential planned break-in?
Well, it's a fairly secure facility, so I'm not sure how that'll go. But
believe me, Greg has his ways.
It has there's actually a lot of windows in there and a lot of natural light, which is, of course, the reason for the umbrellas, because there's so much glare on all the monitors. And so I guess there's a lot of potential ways in.
All right, we'll let Greg know. Okay, two more things. One, any recommendations on your part for shows that you think fans of Archer would like?
Fans of Archer would like. Well, I think Arrested Development is obviously one with Jessica Walter, but of course that's already canceled. But brilliant show nonetheless. I really think a great comedy that's on right now that has a really unique style of humor is Parks and Recreation.
That's exactly what Jesse Janity, our DJ Jesse Janity, and I just looked at each other and smiled the biggest smiles ever. Oh, I love that show.
I think it's appropriate because John Benjamin guest starred on it this season. So
and he had a great guest spot on it too.
He did.
Oh, I love that.
It was funny when I was watching that though. Like I just looked at him and all I heard was Archer. It's like he's sitting there, but all I saw was Archer sitting there.
Yeah, that's another show that I've seen a panel at the Paley Center for, and it was also brilliant.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
they're great.
And then, all right, so finally, we're gonna do small predictions. First, just for everyone who's listening, this has been pre-recorded and is not going out to you live. Sorry. So do you have any predictions for tonight's episode so that we can both look like idiots on the air?
Well, you know, when I was there, Adam Reed kept teasing me, saying that Archer was going to die, and then saying, no, not really, that's kind of spoilery. So I feel like there may be some sort of close-to-death moment tonight, but it didn't look like that at all in the trailer. But I know there's going to be something explosive about it, and that's pretty much all I know. As far as predictions beyond that, I have no idea because they continually surprise me. Yeah. But we'll go with Archer dies, even though I know.
Okay, so Archer is going to die tonight. You heard it here after you saw the episode of the show, everyone. And also, any predictions for Season 3, or things you want to see in Season 3, for that matter?
Season 3, again, I really, really want to see the courtship between Lana and Archer. And I also had mentioned that I thought it'd be kind of cool to see them deal with some sort of paranormal something, even though with it being FX, it would probably end up not being paranormal in the end when they actually figured everything out. But I think kind of dealing with an initially a situation that appears to be supernatural could be pretty entertaining for the viewers.
Yeah, I've also heard they were talking at the panel that I saw about possibly bringing back Conrad. That's his name.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Anyway, we are just about out of time. So I just wanted to thank you, Emma Loggins from Fanbolt, for calling in and keeping the fandom of Archer alive. Obviously, there's always going to be a place for crap like this for idiot fans. So,
all right, we're back. By the way, there is a reason why we don't do video besides our good looks.
And it's because Jack is a perv, and then he makes us all into pervs.
Oh, come on.
So that was our interview with Fanbolt's Emma Loggins. Thank you very much, Emma. For
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Woo.
It was.
By the way, I gotta say, you know what? I like that John stepped up. I thought it was a very good interview.
Thank you.
John did good.
Thank you.
And Emma, again, was just awesome, and we really thank her for her time. And thank you, Fanbolt.
Thank you.
For being awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
So that was our special segment. Today, their interview section today was mostly with Matt Thompson. As we sort of spoke about in the interview, he talks a lot about how much he likes Modern Family. Like, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He talks a lot about it.
Well.
And it's a good, it's a good show. So good on him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I think that brings us to predictions, season 3.
Season 3 predictions?
This is a little bit different sound cue, Jesse.
What is this? Oh, this is us wrapping up? Are we?
And now,
did we just defeat the end? There will be a season 3 of Archer because they got
so
picked
much
up.
theremin.
I know. I think Archer's gonna be. There's definitely gonna be some conflict between Archer and Barry.
I'm gonna guess that is going to be the overall sort of like arch for season 3. It's all leading up to Archer finally getting back at Barry.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
I think they're gonna wrap it up the first episode, just have like Archer shoot Barry in the face, and then move on, and come up with some other crazy.
Or pee on him and short circuit all of his like electric stuff.
I could actually see that happening.
I would buy it, man. I would buy it. Phil, predictions?
I don't think the Bionic Barry is going to be an overall theme.
Comrade Bionic Barry.
Yeah, I mean, and I like how sort of there is that sort of tie-in throughout all these shows, but in the end there really isn't, and it's fun.
That's true. Will we ever learn who Archer's father is?
Maybe.
It's one of 4 people. That's as much
one
as
of 3. One of 3.
There are a lot of different drummers it could have been.
Yeah, lots. Anyway, hopefully we learn more about Gillette's past, and hopefully some shit gets blowed up.
That's right. Well,
so ladies and gentlemen, is Phil gonna read? Are you gonna read that?
I got it.
Okay, I'm gonna do my sign. We're just gonna have Phil do it without. Okay, Phil.
All right, we're trying to cue up the Back to the Future theme.
Oh, there it is.
This is not the Back to the Future. Wrong one.
Wrong trilogy, man. God.
Wow.
I mean,
Talk
talk about the pool balls.
Pool ball. Oh, right. Yeah, we said that Emma predicted something explosive, and I think the only explosive thing is presumably the pool balls coming out of Pam's butt.
Well, what that means is that your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. Your future is whatever you make it. So make it a good one. Both of everyone. Stand back. All right, boys. Buckle up.
All right, guys. That is Back to the Future. And that is it for Season 2 of Archer. On behalf of Jack Waz, Phil Svitek, Greg Goodness, DJ Jesse Janity,
the man,
and Sam Clark.
Sam Clark's baby, the disembodied voice,
and the internet,
and phone porn,
and most importantly, our listeners,
and Emma Loggins for doing that interview, and the creators and team at Archer, and myself, John Barrett,
and Budweiser for giving us beer that one time.
And you know what? Please, whatever you do, I know we're probably gonna get bumped on iTunes because we're going off air and there's gonna be other shows. But whatever you do, keep us number 6.
Keep listening, folks. Keep listening, and remember, we'll be back when Archer comes back. I'm gonna assume that's January.
Yes,
September.
Really?
Oh,
yes.
We'll be back in September, folks. Awesome. Also, some of us might be back for the league show.
The league. You guys are definitely doing the league, and we're gonna be talking with the creators, Jeff and Jackie.
Bong bong.
And for those of you, we will also be doing a South Park podcast. So I feel like that's right up your guys' alley.
All right.
Stay tuned, everyone.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening this past couple of months. It's been real, and we'll see you in September. Same bat time, same bat channel.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.